about it probably won't kill us. And that's what we're doing. We're talking, we're crying, we're laughing, we're joking. But we're looking inward so we can grow outward is the theme of this show.
That's right.
Caterpillar transforming into the butterflies, the goal and purpose of this podcast. When you talk about you, I learn about me. Iron sharp as iron.
Steel sharp as steel.
So we can cut through the fog of despair into the hope of today. And listen, welcome to Conversations with Malik. And before we start today's show, please don't forget to follow us at convoswithmalik.com, convoswithmalik.com.
Instagram, ConWMalik.
We're on Apple iTunes.
We're on Stitcher. We're on
Podbean, and I'm here with the co-host with the most, featuring
That's
Jeff
right.
Jones. How you doing, Jeff Jones?
Yo, beautiful day, man. We got some good weather, no rain.
Yes, and it's good to have you back. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. You know, summertime is here,
Summertime is
you know, we get a little busy sometimes, man, but we gotta stay focused with the podcast.
Yes, we gotta stay focused, and we're restructuring. We got different shows that we're gonna be doing different ways. So you guys out there are gonna be seeing different looks, and different people doing different shows, different kind of ways.
Just going out in the field, man. We can't be caught up in the studio all the time.
No.
I mean, it's good that, you know, guests have the exposure.
Yes.
But, you know, we got to get out there, too. We got to go and follow them.
Very
like,
true.
for instance, if they performing, if it's an artist, if it's an entrepreneur, we got to go to these establishments and see what they do while they're in action.
Yes.
And we sit there and we just go ahead and chop it up with them.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. And listen, you know, I love to have interviews. You know, I love for people to come on. We don't have the regular setup with the word of the day and all of that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
But, you know, I'm just going to improvise. And we can do a word of the day, but we're going to do it later. We're not doing any current events. We're not doing any of that stuff. We're going to sit here and talk. And I'm here with a young entrepreneur,
That's right.
Raven Simone, right? Raised rising stars.
Yes.
That's right.
Right? So
Thank you.
she's a businesswoman.
Yeah.
We're business people.
Mm-hmm.
So she fits right in. And my eyes light up when I hear
Entrepreneur?
young entrepreneur, I light up.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I'm about. I work for myself.
Yeah.
You know, I've never worked for anybody. So, you know, and I'm not saying work for somebody's wrong.
I don't know.
But I just don't.
Yeah.
Right? And so when I hear that, I'm like, oh, wow, that's great. So how you doing?
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm good, yes.
Good to have you. We're happy to have you.
I'm glad to be here.
And thank you for, you know, sitting in while we were, you know, trying to get everything
It's a
situated.
process. Work through it.
Yeah. Been here for about an hour and a half.
Only about an hour.
You know, and that's cool because you got a chance to see
Yeah.
what goes into it.
Yeah, it's all the experience. It helps.
It's
Because,
about
like,
the experience.
for instance, like, let's say we've had guests that wanted to actually emulate this stuff and want to do the same thing. And, you know, after they see, you know, what we do, so, I mean, that would give them a decision right there whether they want to move forward with it or not. Because it takes a lot. With anything that you do as an entrepreneur, when you're looking to grow, it takes a lot. You have to do a bunch of things. And, of course, it takes consistency, too.
Yeah. It's all about putting the work in as well.
Yes, it is.
That's the only way you'll see results.
Yeah, and everybody just thinks we just set up and they like, oh, I want to do what y'all do. They don't realize how much this consumes our lives.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to get babysitters to show up to the show,
right.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so listen, talk to me about who you are and what it is that you do.
So my name is Raven Simone Simon. That's my full name, but I go by Ray Simone because I'm a singer, so that's my stage name. But currently, what I do, I'm a full-time student, but a part-time worker. And I decided to start my own business at the age of 15. Thought about it at the age of 14.
Wow.
Yeah, because I currently live in Far Rockaway, Queens. The whole idea about it was like, I wanted to do something. You know, you get older and it's like everybody's moving forward, everybody's doing something. It's like, okay, what am I doing? Like, you see everybody's resume, you're looking at yours like, oh, it's blank. I'm not doing anything. But I wanted to keep busy. And what I always told myself is that I never wanted to work for somebody else, same as you.
Wow.
I always wanted to work for myself. Because of where I came from. I live in Far Rockaway, Queens, so it was a struggle growing up, basically, especially with me and my mom. At the age of 4, homeless. I used to live in Yonkers, but we came back to Queens, homeless, riding the A train. I know every stop on the A train because of that. We were homeless, riding the train back and forth. And for me, it was an experience because that's where I learned to do music. My mom bought me my first book when we were homeless. Bought me my first book. I started writing poetry. Started out as poetry. And I'm like, I wonder what more I can do with this. So I started writing poetry, turned into songs. Okay. My mom is also a singer. So she had a whole singing group back in the day.
She looked like she could sing. She got that singing look to her. Okay, we're going to get you before you leave. Go ahead.
Yes, I was always influenced. And my one thing was to always be inspired. That was my main goal, to always be inspired and inspire other people. So that's where I got started with my company, which is called Raise Rising Stars. I founded it in Far Rockaway because of, all the crime and all the kids who are losing their lives at young ages.
Yes. People
don't even see 16 anymore. Yeah. So now I just wanted them to be able to express themselves, whether you sing, dance, model, act, whatever it was. And because I had experience in the modeling industry and singing like that, I'm like, why not give back to where I came from?
Yes.
It makes sense. So I wanted to go out, learn, so I could bring back to people who didn't have the same opportunities and show them you can do it too. It's not just me. Like, you have the opportunity.
Right.
And honestly, it might be a struggle, but once you put the work in, fight for what you believe in. Don't let anybody tell you, you can't do that because of what your skin looks like, what your size is, how tall you are, where you come from. So that's why I believe that I need to give back to where I came from, because where I came from gave back to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And regardless of which communities we come from, there's a lot of richness in all communities. It's funny because I was just talking to somebody recently, and he lives out of state. And I had to check him on the phone. He was like, yo, man, I don't know how you stayed in New York, man. I had to move out of state to raise my kids. And I was like, yo, excuse me?
Yeah.
It's like, yo, what are you saying right now? Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I said, I don't know what you're saying. My kids are good kids.
Yeah.
So he felt like he had to leave the state to live better or raise his children?
Yeah, to raise kids and give his kids a better environment. Wow. And I'm like, I say, yo, dog, but you're from here.
Yeah.
You from Southside.
Yeah.
You turned out okay. Yeah, but Malik, but I'm one out of every few and this and that. I said, but still, you are who you are because of growing up in South Jamaica, Queens. Yeah. From the teachers from IS8 and PS40, the schools that you went to. I said, what's this about? What you saying right now?
It's funny because
I got serious with him on the phone for a second.
A lot of us believe that, it takes for us to leave where we came from. But a lot of times it's us, because it stills in us when it comes to our children. Our children don't have to, copy what, the negative is if there's crime in the neighborhood.
Right.
Of course, they may feel like, as a parent, you feel like it's a little bit more safer. But a lot of times people struggle when they leave the state too, because there are certain things that they can't afford. People think out of state is sweet.
Right.
Keep in mind, like, my sister's in Florida now. She's in West Palm, and she's realizing that the car insurance out there is the same. The food is much more expensive. So all you're doing is you have the properties that's cheaper out there,
right?
But the food is expensive, and I'm even hearing that gas costs is more.
It's rising everywhere.
Yeah, so people think that they leaving,
and kids are kids.
Kids are kids.
Kids are kids no matter where you go.
That's right.
You move your kids to one of these states around, or all these white kids or whatever it is. Kids are kids are kids. So you were inspired to do something for yourself. That came from your experience that you're talking about?
Yeah, my experience, but most of my inspiration came from my mom. Mostly because I've seen the way she struggled to get things to happen for me, and she wasn't even doing stuff for herself anymore. It was like, I have to make sure my daughter is okay. And to see that independence, never to ask anybody for anything, never to call anybody's phone down, oh, I need this or anything. It was just to see her go get it, which pushed me to be motivated to, like, I don't want to struggle. I want to be good. I want to make sure my kids is good. Like, I want to make sure that the success, I'm going after it. I'm working hard for it, just as hard as she worked to make sure I was good in the worst conditions.
Right.
And I know that there's people who build stuff from nothing.
Yes.
So that's why I say it's never impossible.
Oh, never,
So
because
never
that's really,
possible.
well, that's really the best place to build from.
Right.
Right? Is from nothing, because then you actually have the opportunity to put the foundation stones in place for what you're building upon. So you talked about being a singer, a songwriter.
Yes.
You can sing as good as mom?
She,
She's like, no, listen, let's not go too far with this interview.
I would say I get most of my tips from her, but she's more experienced than me, so I could never say that I'm vocally better than her because she has the experience.
What's your flavor? Gospel, R&B?
I'm an R&B person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm mostly old school.
How old are you now?
So I'm about to be 20 on Monday.
You're about to be 20.
So who really inspired you in singing it, other than your mom? Like, who you listen to?
I listen to Brandy from the 90s, Brandy. Boys to Men, I love groups.
Really?
TLC, yeah.
Boys to Men?
I used to listen to
wow.
Luther Vandross a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the older music. Like old school, yeah. I feel like it's more relatable. And that's crazy because it's my generation. You wouldn't think I would relate to. Yeah. But the things they talked about, especially in R&B, is a lot of things that we go through now. So I never understood why that music wasn't so promoted now. It's like I feel like a lot of the music is still the same. Like when I'm on the radio, I hear the same thing, the same artists. But now I'm starting to see artists trying to change, I guess, to fit the generation now.
Yeah.
But I prefer music from back in the day.
And I understand what you're saying too, because there's a lot much more to talk about in music than to talk about, you know, sex and violence and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Because there's things that goes on in the world.
Yeah.
You know, look at the president we have.
Right.
Look at a lot of that stuff that's happening.
Yeah. Right.
Look what's happening with, you know, entrepreneurs like yourself, like Nipsey Hussle, passing away. And he done a lot for his community.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how does that make you feel that the fact that, because you started, it seemed like you started before he, of course, passed away, and wanting to kind of have that image and doing things for where you came from. How does that make you feel to see that, you know, someone like Nipsey passes away through the result of, you know, things that he dealt with in the past, and somebody that he known killed him, and this man did so much for this community. I mean, how does that make you feel at this point?
It makes me feel like anything can happen. But I feel like your time on this earth is very valuable. And that's what it made me see, because when he passed, I was shocked. I was like, Nipsey? Like, Nipsey Hussle? Because of so much he did in his community. And I've only known about him for a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Through Lauren London, because she used to be on the game.
Right.
So that's how I know that she was with Nipsey. So that's how I found out about him.
Right.
But when I find out about artists, I like to research who they are, where they came from. And it's weird because his best friend is the game. And they're like so opposite but the same. And to hear his story about him selling CDs out of his car, just it inspired me, because he works hard for what he has. And the sad part about it is that he died in front of everything he built.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was the most shocking for me.
I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, that was the most shocking for me, because you started there and you finished there. But it also inspired me, because it's like, build your stuff. Do what you have to do. Push yourself, and everything will be worth it, because you see how many people are so inspired by him now.
So let's talk about your strategy. Let's talk about, okay, so what exactly is your strategy and you're trying to achieve with Raise Rising Stars?
I'm just trying to get voices heard.
Okay.
Especially in my community. Everybody has a voice, and you can express it in any way, whether it's singing, dancing, acting, poetry. You can express it, but I want these kids to be heard, because once you start building up emotions, you might have emotions about something, but people may, you know, you're a kid, they're probably not going to listen to you, or they'll probably push you aside. A lot of them don't have voices, and they turn to stuff like violence. They turn to things like gang activity, and I've seen a few people that I know and went to school with, their lives made a complete 360 from what I've known, because they were influenced by maybe the wrong people, or they maybe they just had a bad day, you know? So
Yeah.
I just felt like maybe I should give people a voice, room, let them talk, let them speak, and allow people to listen to them.
Through the arts.
Through arts,
singing.
yeah.
And so what is it that you're trying to do? You're going to be doing events or?
Yeah, so Raise Rising Star is actually a show as well. So I put on a show every year.
Oh, so how many shows have you done so far?
This will be my third.
Nice.
And
Wow,
my third in October. It's going to be a fundraiser gala. I'm
Okay.
raising money for Mount Sinai Hospital, the Children's Center Foundation.
Okay.
But within the show, it's a talent show and a modeling competition.
Okay.
The winner of the talent show, $500.
Mm-hmm.
For the modeling competition, I'm creating a magazine for Raise Rising Stars. They'll be on the cover for the magazine.
Nice.
But
I'm going to be there. October?
Yeah.
No, we're going to be there. We're going to cover
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
We're going to cover it with the podcast.
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be great, yeah.
Yeah.
And there'll be a whole bunch of kids there, and
Now
just
don't
to
let
come
me
help.
see this thing happen and y'all not telling me about it, okay? Because I'm gonna bash y'all on social media. I'm gonna take the interview down. Okay, so make sure you tell me.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna tell you.
So are people still auditioning for the show right now?
I didn't start auditions yet. I'm gonna start them next month.
Okay.
Next month, because normally the show is in August, but I pushed it back because of school and
Okay,
everything going
that's
on.
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait
So-
for everybody to get back because during the
Everybody- yeah.
summer it's
Everybody's
tough
away.
to do events. Yeah.
Do you have an idea of how many acts at this point, or because I'm sure everybody can't, you know?
It's about six. About six.
Okay.
So last year, how did it go and where did you have it at?
So I had it at occasions, I believe. It was.
Oh, you
yeah,
did?
occasions. Yeah, I had
Okay,
it at
you know
occasions.
occasion.
Occasion is nice.
Yeah, because I have like my Sweet 16 was at occasion, so it was just
Okay.
like, you know.
So
I
were
just-
you upstairs, downstairs?
Upstairs.
You was upstairs, okay, in the
yeah.
first room,
Mhm,
okay.
Yeah, so it was really nice because I like how it's set up as the runway and everything. So
Yeah.
it was good, and it was actually a bigger turnout than what I expected because I didn't really have that many connects at that time.
Okay.
But I was surprised that a lot of people came out
They
and
came and
many
showed up.
auditioned. Yeah. So and what I do is whoever wins the talent show, you come back the next year and you perform in the beginning. Whatever you did before is what you come back and do again.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you didn't have that many connects then, but you got some more connects.
I have a few more now.
Oh,
yeah.
you got a few more.
Yeah.
Well, you got a lot more
Yeah.
because you're sitting in with Mr. Connected.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, and you're an entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm feeling your energy and how your mind
That's
is
right.
working.
Yeah.
And so my whole family, we're family business.
Nice.
So that's what we do.
That's right.
So we're gonna connect, right?
Yeah.
So that we can make sure you're gonna do it at occasions again.
I'm thinking about changing it.
Okay, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it gonna be in Jamaica, Queens, or where is it gonna be in Rockaway?
We're still
You're
balancing
not
out.
sure.
Not yet. Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna be in Queens.
I'm thinking either Queens or the city. Either
Oh,
one.
you might. Okay.
Queens or the city.
No,
yeah.
that's
Okay.
fine.
Because some of the kids come from Jersey too, so it's like
So you're trying to keep it in between.
in between.
You,
Just so
you put
people
it in
can
the
get-
city. You
Yeah.
know what's funny? People from the Brooklyn, Bronx, and Manhattan don't come to Queens.
Yeah.
So if
That's
you
true.
want to have a big turnout,
Mm-hmm.
you need to do it out there. Everybody goes to the city,
City, yeah.
but they don't come to Queens.
Mhm.
So if you do it out there,
Yeah.
that's fine.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, we're gonna yeah, okay.
Yes.
Continue with the interview. So, is what really motivates Raven Simone at her core? I mean, what makes you say, I gotta continue to take things to the next level?
My future. Reason why is because when I get older, I want to be able to look down on everything that I did. And if I look back and it's like, oh, I didn't do anything, I feel like I'm going to feel really like, I didn't do anything in life. Like, what's going on? So what motivates me is my future. I want to be able to say, I did this, I saw this, I experienced this. You want to know what happened when I did this? I want to tell stories.
Yeah.
You understand? I want to inspire people. And I feel like experience causes inspiration. Inspiration, you can tell stories on what you did, who you met.
Yes.
So, yeah, I wanna be able to tell stories.
Yeah, you definitely come off as somebody that is not haunted by your past. You know, when I walked in, I seen you and your mom, and I'm like, first of all, you guys look like sisters.
Look just alike.
You guys look alike.
Look just alike.
You look very young.
Look just alike.
And you look very young. But when you said that's your mom, I was like, really?
Look just alike. Just alike.
And just the vibe alone, you don't often see thanks to mom, because you don't often see such of a connection with daughter and mom like that.
Yeah.
But they've been through the mill together.
They've been through, and the vibe, you know, you guys were talking as if y'all were friends, you know, and that's a good feeling, because today is Raven, today I know you know how it is out there with young ladies that's just as beautiful as you and what they're going through. They have children early. There's a lot going on out there. This is a different world.
They have all the answers.
And they have all the answers. They're disrespectful.
Especially disrespectful. And here's the thing. With a lot of young women, they feel like having a guy by their side brings them up a level. And I feel like you should bring yourself up a level, not the guy that you're with. A lot of females depend on, like, I see statuses, oh, he needs to buy me this, he needs to buy me that. What can you do for yourself? What independence are you bringing to yourself? And I always said, any man in his right mind will only date a female who is motivated, who can get things for herself, who will push herself. Nobody wants to be with a person who's not motivated or spreading some type of positivity. And not to say that, you know, we're not going to have our days where we don't want to do something or we feel sad or something. But at the end of the day, it's all about how you recover.
Yes.
It's all about how you're pushing yourself to be better than what you were before.
Yes.
So that's why I always thought, you know, as a female, I would want to build myself up. The person should add to your happiness, not be your whole happiness. So.
And be the person you're looking for.
Yes.
Be the person you're looking for. Yeah.
You know, you're looking for something, and you're looking for qualities in a man. Then you yourself have to be a reflection of those qualities.
Yes.
And you know, so man or woman, right? And it's funny because in relationships, when we're needy or we're trying to sometimes, if we don't have those qualities, sometimes we look for the qualities that we don't have in somebody else to kind of mask our deficiencies. And that might work temporarily, but it doesn't work long term.
Long term, yeah.
Because people will sense when you're sucking off of them like a leech. And it's but so long that you can suck, and it's but so much that you can take from
women are smart too, man. Like, you know, they mature a lot much faster than us.
Yes, they do.
They smart. They pick up on those things. Even the dumb ones are smart. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, even the dumb ones catch on after a while.
Even the dumb ones catch on.
Yes, you're right.
And when she said she hit it on the nose. Like, I mean, the game is different these days. With relationships, I mean, for instance, like, I'll be honest, like, reality TV gave all our secrets away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Man and women.
Yeah.
We had secrets, but reality TV gave it away.
That's a good point.
So now,
it's a very good
what we gonna do? We can't pull nothing out the hat anymore. You know? The females are, they hip to what we do, and we hip to what, I find that men are looking for attention just like females are looking for these days. You know? You know, we're looking for that as well.
Yeah.
You know, before, you know, I had a sister that told me, you know, because I'm a different kind of guy. You know,
really?
I seem to fall back a lot.
We didn't notice.
Than a normal man. I see. Listen, just hit me out, really.
Okay.
I seem to
strap in. There's a seatbelt over there. Just strap it in, right?
I seem to fall back a lot much quicker than a normal man. And the sister told me, listen, Jeff, you know, a woman needs attention. You know, you know, just because you see she's not giving you that attention, she just probably playing that game to see how much you're gonna give. But I want that attention too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I just feel like, you know, if you're not giving me the equal amount of attention, then I ain't gonna be the one to keep calling you and calling. Most men don't care about that. They'll keep calling. I gotta feel that connection. And if I don't feel that connection, then I'm gonna fall back. You know, but a lot of men is different. And why females do that? Because they picking up a lot of this stuff with the ratchet TV and the reality shows and stuff like that.
It's shaping.
It's shaping them.
Yeah.
What you watch and what you take in.
Yeah.
You remember when we were younger, and you used to say you are what you eat from your head down to your feet. So you are what you actually eat physically, but you are what you consume.
Yeah.
Mentally, spiritually, and emotionally.
Yeah, that's very
Period.
Yeah.
I can tell you about how your life's gonna turn out if I just follow you for a day and check your patterns. You wake up in the morning, you don't pray, you don't meditate, you don't take no time to get still. You're not being led by something other than you. That some people could say, "Oh, well, I'm not a bad person. I'm a naturally good person." Okay, but what are you being led by? Right? You're not tuned in. You don't take time during the day to get still, kind of get quiet, cut stuff off, or whatever, to let yourself, just let your being kind of replenish.
Yeah.
What did you read that day? Listen to an audible book? What, did you listen to something spiritual, some inspiration, some gospel, whatever you are. If you into yoga, you're a Buddhist, you Islam, whatever. Did you in the motivational speaker on Netflix, YouTube? If I follow you for maybe 3 days, I could sit back and tell you where you're gonna end up.
Yeah.
Seriously, simple, because what you take in
That's true.
is actually your fuel that's gonna drive you where you're gonna go. That's why there's a lot of people, Ray, that and I love your daughter. I'm really falling in love with her over here. There's a lot of people, Ray, that how could I say this? They start out on something, and they say, I want to do this for myself, and they might have like a good 2 weeks or 3 weeks at it,
maybe a month,
and then they start to fade. Why? Because you're running off your own power.
Yep.
Where are you drawing your resources from? And I'm not, don't gotta be God for you. I'm not saying it gotta be, but where are you drawing your resources from? Who have you connected to? That's going to continue to feed you the information to inspire you in that area.
Yeah.
If you want to get into stocks and bonds, you need to meet somebody. You need to get a sponsor, somebody that you know, that knows it. Yeah. You need to call them every day.
It's a lot much easier these days too, because everything is on the internet.
You need to download the Wall Street Journal.
Or something,
You need to look at E-Trade. I mean, I'm just saying. You want to get into stocks and bonds? Okay, did you start your day looking at the opening of the markets? Did you look at the close of the markets? Did you read the S&P index? Did you find out what's going on with China and the tariffs?
Ups and downs that happen, how you could lose and gain money.
Because if you ain't doing that, you go. I'm just giving that as an example.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing? See, because the question was coming back to you, and I'm about to ask you a couple of questions before we close out, because we're going to take pictures and stuff. What are you doing spiritually and emotionally and mentally to keep yourself growing and going? What tools do you use to keep Raven whole?
One of the main things, because I always get criticized by my friends by this, but this is how I am. I'm a person, it's not really isolation, but I take a break from everything around me. So what I do is, my phone may be on, but I'm not texting back, I'm not answering calls. And everyone's like, why are you not answering your phone? I'm just like, I'm just recollecting myself. And sometimes they don't understand what that means. But whether I'm having a bad day or a good day, I like to take time out for myself. Sometimes I'll be on the phone, but sometimes me and my friends will sit in silence. They'll think I don't want to have a conversation. I'm like, it's not that. I'm probably doing something else or just sitting there.
Yeah.
thinking about, oh, what am I doing next to myself?
Yes.
Not that I don't want to be in a conversation. It's just you have to take time to think about yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's really important to sit there and recollect myself.
Yeah.
Especially doing things, you're so busy, you're meeting different people, connecting with different people, you're seeing what other people do. Well, what do you do? Talk to yourself. I feel like it's important to have conversations with yourself. You're not crazy, you're just analyzing who you are. So that's what I mostly do, to recollect myself.
And you know something too, Raven? It's like, it just breaks my heart sometimes that it's much harder for a female, you know, than a male when it comes to business, especially like, for instance, you know, you're a singer, you're a songwriter, you know, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Like, people, you know, find a bunch of ways to take advantage
Of course.
of somebody like yourself. You understand what you've selected to be part of your life.
Yeah.
You understand these things, and you, thanks to your mom, and your mom raised you great. You know, so I'm sure she's probably a momager. I really didn't get it.
Momager, okay. Momager, 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 momager. She started laughing as soon as she said that.
Momager know what time it is.
She definitely is.
Okay, because let me tell you something. Those are the best managers. And I hear sometimes, you know, momager, you supposedly you're supposed to be her client.
Yeah.
And you might not agree.
Oh, we go through.
Despite, you know, you guys act as if y'all just like friends.
Yeah.
But trust me, she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
You know, and if she don't know, she's gonna research it. You know, because there's some technical parts of this too. Because keep in mind, you're not just an entertainer, but you're a writer. So there's some technical parts with that too.
Yeah.
You have to have yourself open and ready to write for other individuals.
Yeah.
So therefore, there's things that's called royalties. You know, that takes place when you become a writer.
Right.
You may not ever make it as an entertainer.
Yeah.
But you have to make sure that you open to make it as a writer.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these entertainers right now, they don't write their own songs.
Nope.
You know, they need individuals like you.
Yep.
Let's ask ourselves, why somebody like Usher, somebody like Chris Brown don't write? Let's ask ourselves that. You know, these guys are big entertainers. You know, I mean, at this point, you've made it this far. See, Neo, he's a songwriter.
Before he became an artist.
Before he became an artist.
So he's always gonna make.
He's always gonna be making.
Always, yeah.
So
that don't play out.
That don't ever play out.
You can play out.
You can play out, but that would never play out.
Yeah.
So being a writer is a fantastic
Yeah.
thing to do. I remember there were these girls, because I worked at ASCAP years ago. I'm sure you guys are familiar with ASCAP. I still have friends. My sister still works for ASCAP. I actually got a job there. She's been working there years, because I came from the music industry.
Okay.
And I had these sisters that I used to talk to when I worked at ASCAP. And I met them too. They call themselves big drawers. Two heavy set, big heavy set women. So let me tell you something. They wanted to be entertainers so bad. And they knew that they didn't have the image. This is when the times where they were just signing you only because you look good. You couldn't even sing a lick. They wanted to be entertainers so bad. And they knew they didn't have the image. But let me tell you something. These girls had the biggest catalogs. These girls wrote for Mary J. Blige. They worked for Beyonce, Destiny Child, Missy Elliott. They did some work with. Their catalog was huge. And I used to tell them all the time, y'all need to continue to think about just writing. You know what I'm saying? Without me telling them that they don't have the image, because they knew, they were like, listen, Jack, we know we don't have the image. But they ain't no big girls out there singing. Like, this is like, I'm talking about when only Kelly Price was doing it.
Oh, wow.
Because Kelly Price had some
So you're
content.
talking about early 2000s?
This was like way early 2000s.
Yeah.
Because even Kelly Price, she didn't feel confident about herself too. If you do some research on her, you know, she didn't feel confident. Because I think R. Kelly used to bash her all the time.
A lot.
You know, and I think it was R. Kelly that put her out. She didn't feel confident about herself.
Yeah.
You know, so writing is a terrific thing, man. There's not a lot of people that write.
Carrie Hilson, of course, too.
She writes.
Yeah.
She's a songwriter,
Mhm.
and she started writing way before
Mm-hmm.
you know she became an entertainer.
Yeah.
But she's still making that check because
She's
she's
Yeah,
still making
still.
that check constantly, and that's what's gonna happen with you. You're gonna still constantly.
she's gonna be
Yeah,
she's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen, I got a series of questions for you before
Okay.
we close. Okay, so you're on the desert island, and you got one snack you can have. What would that one snack be? One snack.
One? Does a beverage count?
Maybe not because you're talking about snacks.
No,
Snack.
we talking about snack because I'm asking you the beverage next.
Snacks.
So snack, one snack.
That's hard.
Something you like to eat, I guess, right?
I like Oreos.
Oreos.
Yeah.
So it'd be Oreos. Okay. One beverage.
Oh, water. I drink water a lot.
Water?
Yeah.
What?
Really? Okay. You can only have one meal, and you would have to eat this meal all the time. So, what would that one meal be? Like a genie comes out and says, "You get one of everything." You're on this island, and you only get one of everything.
It would be
So one meal.
Big ziti.
Big ziti. With the multiple cheeses and the
Yeah.
ooh. With meat in it?
Choice.
Yeah.
Or no? Yeah?
I like
Can you
Italian
imagine eating that all the
sausages
time?
sometimes. Yeah.
Oh.
You live on that island, eating that all the time. You can get it with you. She's gonna be bad.
Okay. One song.
One song.
Yeah.
Ooh. It will probably be "Can You Stand the Rain," but it will be the Boys to Men edition, not the new edition. Boys to Men edition, because it was acapella.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
One TV show.
One TV show. Oh my gosh.
There's a television on the island too?
It's television. Wi-Fi.
I would have to probably be All American from Netflix right now.
Oh.
All American about the football player.
Oh. Okay.
His life. He's from Crenshaw, just like
Nipsey.
Yeah.
Nipsey. Yeah.
Yeah.
His soundtrack is actually on the.
All American.
Okay. Give me a sentence, one sentence, to describe what your journey has been like in the industry that you're in.
My journey has been unimaginable. Yeah.
Give me one word to describe Raven Simone.
A dreamer.
Give me one word to describe your mom.
Powerful.
That's deep.
And when you're dead and gone, what would you want your legacy to be?
I want to be remembered as a person that never stopped. People always stop. I want to be known as somebody that never stopped, that always kept going.
That's powerful.
That's powerful. Yeah.
Well, we'll end with that. Make sure you keep going.
Oh, yes.
Keep going, man.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for
I want
having
you
me.
to plug your social media links. Tell everybody how they can find you.
So on Instagram, it's Ray_Simone at 87. For Facebook, it's Raven Simone Salmon, my full name. YouTube, look me up at Ray Simone. I have 2 singles out. One is Only For You. I just dropped it last summer around, and I dropped my video to Whoa. And I have more music coming out as well. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, dope. Listen, it's been another great interview.
That's right.
Thank you for coming out, Jeff Jones. Good to see you, my brother.
Oh, yeah, it's always a pleasure.
And we'll end it with the normal fashion. We love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Peace.
Yes, sir.